What is going on, guys? Your boy Sully Baps. Today we're cooking rotisserie chicken. Come on! Cooking it on the main man himself, Mr. Joe. First off, gotta take off the protective cover, which you can see is doing its job. It's a bit faded, but keeping it nice and protected. There he is. Needs a bit of a clean at the moment, as you can see, but ready to go for a lovely bank holiday roast. So first, what we're going to do is give it a bit of a clean, get the sides up, and make sure that we've cleaned out the firebox. With a rotisserie, you need to make sure that you have half a firebox charcoal lined up towards the back, and then it just means that you have a cooler and hotter side. So with the rotisserie, it's constantly keeping it hot but not too hot, and it won't burn it. Ho 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 ho! Here we go! First video cooking on the Joe, doing a rotisserie chicken with JD Wadey. We're having a lovely roast, cooking the meat on the Joe, and you're coming along for the ride. Hope you enjoy. First up is giving the Joe a bit of a clean, taking out some of the utensils there, using the grate gripper, as you can see there, to take away the grills or the grates. Super handy tool, not often you get that with many other barbecues. And then yeah, using the ash tool here, moving around the charcoal from the previous cook. That means it will just get the ash down into the bottom, into the sliding sort of tray, and then all you have to do is open up the vent, take the ash out, take the tray out, and then you're basically all set. It's such an easy barbecue to use. Genuinely the best thing I've actually ever bought, and many people can vouch for it. If you are thinking about getting one, I 100 million gazillion % recommend it. It's just great to use. They look amazing. They're a bit of a feature in the garden, and also the food is just honestly second to none compared to other barbecues. It's genuinely unreal, and that is my promotion of Kamado Joe. I'm not even sponsored, but imagine the day that I will. That's what it's about. I will get sponsored by them. Here we go. Large whole chicken, ready to go. First thing to do is dab it down to make sure you dry out the skin, make it nice and crispy. So that is step one. Dab it. Oh yeah, here we go. Dabbing my meat with some tissue or kitchen roll, should we say? But yeah, makes the outside of the chicken a bit more dry, better for the crispier skin. Simply sensational and a simple step. Okay, our meat has been dabbed. Give it a nice bit of a crispy skin to keep it nice and dry. Next up, putting the salt on top. It looks like a lot of salt. It kind of is because it's drying out the skin. Don't worry, gang. Don't worry. But yeah, if you want to get yourself one of them, they are genuinely unbelievable. Battery powered salt and pepper grinders. Super useful, especially for when you're doing large bits of meat and you're doing lots of seasoning. So much better than just using your hands. After a while your wrist aches. Get yourself one of those. It literally takes 2 seconds. And here we are making the seasoning. Got some hot paprika, we got some parsley, we got some garlic granules, we got salt, we got pepper. Lovely. And then literally putting it into a bowl, mixing it all up as you can see here. And then once you've done that, get a spoon or just something to mix it all together. Doesn't need to be too much. You can see it's all pretty much mixed in. If I was to recommend one bit of seasoning, I would probably say paprika, salt and pepper. That's 3. Good maths! But yeah, what I mean is salt and pepper is pretty much on every bit of seasoning you do. Paprika on chicken is amazing, especially for a rotisserie chicken. So yeah, once you've done that, put your seasoning on the meat, on the chicken, and just make sure it gets in all the nooks and crannies, behind the wings, on the thighs, and just cover it everywhere. What I would recommend is wearing gloves. So much easier, and when you're touching things like chicken, when it's raw chicken, you just got to make sure you give your hands a good old clean, because we don't want to be getting any salmonella, do we, gang? Here's a bit of a speed up of me rubbing the meat, getting all the seasoning on, and then I'll Yeah, just making sure it's all covered up. Perfect for the seasoning. You don't need to do too much. The Joe is doing the main bit with the rotisserie, getting it nice and smoky. Here we go. Motor plugged in. Here is the like spear. That might be the technical term, but we've got the chicken. You'll notice there's a bit of string on the back. Always good to do that. Keeps the meat closer to the body of the chicken, so it stays a bit more moist. If it was further out, it'll end up being close to the fire and get burnt quicker or get cooked quicker. So good to do that. And there, put the spear through. Perfect. Put the end attachments on to keep it nice and secure, and then you get a secure connection. Look at that, getting nice and secure. Last one going on. When I do this, I always end up putting the meat slightly too far to one side, so pretty normal. Just put the rotisserie onto the Kamado Joe, slide it around when you're on there. Just make sure you wear gloves. Unbelievable. That could actually be a thumbnail. Might have to nick that. And then yeah, you can see, look at that. Joe is at 200 degrees, perfect conditions, charcoal banked up at the back. And now we are about to put on the rotisserie. I did try and record and do this at the same time. It just didn't really work that well. So here's some footage of me recording when my phone is here. Rotisserie going on. I don't have my gloves on, and you will hear me at the end say hot. Very, very well observed, Louis. I don't know why I didn't have my gloves on. The things you do for content. Hot. Beautiful. So it's on there. I need to move it a tiny bit to the right, then we're good. Here we go, whacking the rotisserie on, and there you can see it's just moving away. You cannot beat a rotisserie. It's just unbelievable. If you're getting yourself a Kamado Joe, definitely get the Joetisserie attachments. So good, you will absolutely love it and you will not regret it. First review, only 10 minutes in. See, look at that. It's still very much the same sort of colour, but you see a bit of kind of browning there, going slightly golden colour, but that is expected as we're only 10 minutes in. The cook will be around an hour and a half, and the internal temperature we're aiming for is 75 degrees. Oh, that's the main thing though. Got to make sure you have a cheeky bev when you're having your barbecue. Bev and rotisserie. Perfectly at 200 degrees, Joe doing his magic. 10 minutes in. Another little reveal. Oh yeah, come on. So that's 10 minutes. So the one before was probably actually about 1 minute. I just got excited. But you can see the change of colour already. Going a bit more brown, golden brown sort of colour. What's up next? Ah, look at that. That's like 30 minutes in, and look at the absolute beauty. Wings are looking good. Skin is looking absolutely sensational. It's dripping. It's starting to get crispy. Oh yes. So here we go. Using a meat thermometer. I highly recommend using one of these, especially for meat like chicken. What I would suggest is using one that's not got a low battery. So yeah, I did charge it up after this, but with this, we want to get it to 75 degrees. So just make sure you check the different parts of the meat, especially the thicker part in the center there, which you could see was about 55 to 59 degrees, but it's crispy. You might be able to hear slight bits of crispiness there. Here comes another checkup. Oh man, yeah! Just look at that. That is beautiful. This is all Joe just doing the business. Absolutely beautiful. Listen to that. Crispy skin. That is what we're talking about. Look at this. Moments like this are just amazing. On a Sunday, weather's great, cooking a barbecue, doing a rotisserie, having a cheeky cider. Life is good. This is one thing that makes me feel great. Along with running, things like this. It's so important. Find what you love and just do it. Love it, love it, love it, love
Thermometer.
it.
That is done. It's going to be 75 degrees for chicken, if you didn't know. So make sure you check the different parts of the meat. Thighs, drumsticks, wings, the whole shebang. There you go. And there's a reason why you got to check. This is the thick part of the meat, so this is going to be in there for a bit longer. Yeah, almost there.
Oh yes, I don't think I even need to say anything, do I? Let Joe do the work. It's looking unbelievable. Wings are looking nice and crispy, skin is looking absolutely sensational. About an hour and 10 minutes in here. It was cooked to 75 degrees, so I was like, a bash. Unreal, looking absolutely fantastic.
Unbelievable, what a meal. 10 out of 10, would bang. Back to the studio.
And now you can witness me just absolutely butchering this chicken. I still need to properly learn how to cut up a chicken, but I tried my best. I started with the thighs, drumsticks after that, wings, and to be honest, the meat just pulls out. Like, honestly, there's one bit and the wing, it just comes out. It's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, people can slate my butchering, but I couldn't give a, you know what I'm going to say, because who cares? I had the meat, we absolutely loved it. We had a great meal, lovely chicken, cooking on the rotisserie, absolutely big bang bosh. I mean, just look at that. Moist, crispy, tasty. We actually reckon this is one of our best meals that we had. Joe was on fire, literally, just not completely on fire, but you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, meat was great. Roast was great. What a weekend, what a Sunday, absolutely beautiful. Things you love to see. Sunday roast done properly. Look at that, beautiful. One thing to always do as well, while you still got a bit of heat in the Joe, just get yourself a little wire brush or something else that's good for cleaning, and then while this is hot, just give it a good old wipe down, good old rub. That's the best way to clean it up. Absolutely lovely. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll be doing plenty more of these because I love cooking on the Joe, and good bit of fun. Back to the studio.